On today's show, our hard work over the last 4 years has paid off, and now it's time to graduate. We'll have some information and well wishes.
A recent project at Riley lifted spirits and soared to new heights. We have the details on a weather balloon project.
And we'll look back at some great memories from this past year. All that and more coming up on Buzz in the Bend. Welcome to the final edition of Buzz in the Bend for the 2024-2025 school year. I'm Alex Love from Riley High School.
And I'm Traylon Kriegler from Adams High School. This year has really flown by. I can't believe it's almost summer.
It's crazy to think my high school career is almost over. I mean, I've done so much here. It's insane.
I'm really ready for my high school years to be over. I didn't think junior year was really going to be this hard.
Senior year is going to fly by fast, trust me. Of course, we all know graduation ceremonies for South Bend schools will be taking place in early June. All graduations will once again be taking place at Compton Family Ice Arena in the South Bend campus of Notre Dame. Adams High School is first up Thursday, June 5th at 6 p.m. Riley High School graduation will be up the next day, June 6th, also at 6 p.m. The final two graduations will both take place on Saturday, June 7th. Washington will hold its ceremony at 9 a.m., followed by Rise Up Academy at 2:30 p.m. This year, South Bend Schools has the highest graduation rates in nearly 20 years. Congratulations to everyone for a job well done. In a related story, due to an earlier snow day, South Bend Schools' last day will now be Wednesday, June 4th. That final day will be an e-learn day, meaning no one should report to school. Instead, any final assignments or projects should be turned in online.
A weather balloon, also known as a sounding balloon, is a type of high-altitude device the size of a small car. It carries instruments to the stratosphere to send back information on atmospheric pressure, temperature, and wind, as well as other information. For the second year in a row, Seth Ponder's aerospace engineering class launched their own weather balloon. The class plans for about 6 weeks before the actual launch, with students breaking into 4 teams. Communication, legal, safety, and engineering break down the various logistics of the launch and work on the planning. Weather balloons can ascend more than 131,000 feet or 3 times higher than a commercial aircraft typically flies. A typical weather balloon flight lasts about 2 hours, during which time it can fly more than 100 miles.
So we had done projections and guesses kind of leading up to it, and we were kind of close. It actually landed in a river, which was never on any of the projections, so that was kind of hard to go get. But it landed pretty close.
As the balloon rises, the gas inside it expands until it finally bursts. Once that happens, a parachute deploys to help the weather equipment safely return to Earth. Every day, more than 1,000 weather balloons are launched across the world to help gather important meteorological data.
When you think of what it takes to be a leader, you might picture someone in charge, someone with a voice, someone who inspires. At Riley High School, that someone is Stella Mowery. Isaiah Packer recently sat down with her to find out what keeps her going and inspires her to be a leader.
Riley High School offers a wide range of extracurricular activities, and senior Stella Mowery has taken full advantage of them throughout her 4 years.
A big motivation for athletic and academic success for me was thinking about the next 4 years with colleges and just to have as much stuff on my portfolio to put forward for them to look at was a big motivation.
My first impression of Stella as a student athlete on this campus is that she models what a student athlete is supposed to be. She's involved in many extracurricular activities, she maintains a very good GPA, and she's just involved in the community overall, and her mindset is developing and growing Riley as a whole.
However, she couldn't do it alone. She's had many mentors from both teachers and coaches that have pushed her in both areas over the years.
For all my coaches, they always encouraged us to be as involved in school as much as possible, and that always came first. And then our class sponsor, Ms. Flugner, always encouraged me inside the classroom to also get involved in class cabinet, which she led.
One of the most meaningful activities Stella is involved in is Best Buddies, a program that promotes one-to-one friendships between students and individuals with disabilities in the South Bend community.
The one specific moment that makes me proud as a principal with Stella being here is her being a part of Best Buddies. So there's this young lady named Jocelyn, and every time she sees Stella, she is just lit up with smiles. She cries, she has emotion, and Stella makes sure to incorporate her in all of her activities with her friends. That's probably my most proudest moment.
A lot of those students that are in the life skills classrooms don't have a ton of interaction outside of that specific hallway or those few classrooms. They always sit together at lunch. So this year it's been really nice to see other students coming and going from those classrooms and sitting with them at lunches. Sometimes they'll join me and my friends at lunch. So I think it's been socially really great for everyone to have someone new to interact with.
Stella's high school journey shows the power of getting involved and giving back. For Buzz in the Bend, I'm Isaiah Packer.
Leadership doesn't always come with a title or uniform. Sometimes it looks like launching a YouTube channel or working online. I recently caught up with some teens using social media in a powerful new way to help build their careers. It can be hard to find a job, especially as a teenager with no experience. That's why teens are taking charge and making their own way to make money. While some choose a commercial job, others choose to start their own business. These teens from South Bend, Indiana are doing it by themselves. Adrian Wells graduated last year after selling baked goods and many other items all throughout high school.
Currently my business is called Urban Essence. So I sell like natural soul wax candles, body products such as body butters, body oils, hair and beard products, all naturally made by me. So I didn't really have like anybody to like teach me. Now I will say I will give some props to TikTok a little bit. So I started just doing it as a hobby, and then my mom ended up starting giving me like orders to like work. So then I just started doing it full time, and then it just took off pretty much from there. I could start as early as 6 a.m. and not get done until midnight. So the best part I would say is setting my own hours, making my own money, being my own boss. Now the hard part is the expenses, because it's not cheap. But it's also not easy as well because you have to stay motivated. You did want something that was more natural than that was in the store because I have like eczema, like myself, like in my scalp and stuff, so I couldn't use store-bought stuff. So how I formulate that is I use natural oils such as like a jojoba oil, argan oil, and grapeseed oil. And so I put those together, and then I put my own herbs in there like rosemary, fenugreek seeds, black quinoa seeds. It's all good for like stimulating the blood flow to the scalp, delaying early graying, and then fighting off hair diseases like alopecia.
Orlasia Winston tells us what it's like being in a hair shop as a junior in high school.
I'm a hairstylist, and I started when I was like 12 years old. I basically grew up around a lot of hairstylists, my mom, my sisters, all of them, so it really just encouraged me more to want to do hair. I usually do hair after school, like around 3:30, so I usually don't be done till after midnight. When they come, I usually start in the back always, and then work my way up, put them in the spray afterwards, put them under the dryer. For sure, don't ever not put them under the dryer. I usually just take videos of every client and post it on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and they usually start asking like, where am I located? And I have a site, so I send them that and stay booked from there. A lot of people see me at the shop, so they come in and I give them my business cards and stuff. So I think being in the shop this young is really putting a light on me, and it's gonna take me to bigger places in the future. My favorite part is the end result. I love the ending, like, and seeing their smile. I'm gonna say anybody can do hair. It's an easy way to make money. All you have to do is get you a mannequin and keep trying.
Yarsbeth Sargato is a junior in high school. She's a nail tech based at home.
I'm 16 and I'm a nail tech. I've been doing nails for over a year. I wanted to start doing nails because I really like doing my own nails. So I was like, why not just do it professionally? There's 4 main steps. It's really just about prepping the nails. application, shaping and filing, and then design and all that. I do nails after school and basically around the weekend too, whenever I can. I order a lot of stuff on Amazon and Shein, and then I started doing my social media so I could get clients, and then from that, I started doing nails. I learned based off of TikToks and videos, and yeah, practice is really just key. I would say the best part about being a nail tech is the communication and the connection I get with my clients.
SBS-TV has the information for all the socials you just saw listed on our site with this show at www.sbstvradio.org.
It's really cool to see students getting head starts on their careers like that. You know, South Bend schools have a lot of great CTE programs that also help students perfect their skills for future careers. We recently brought you the story of the building trades class that worked on completing another home in the Riley neighborhood. We wanted to take a moment to showcase their finished product. This 3-bedroom home, completed with an attached garage and basement, is now ready for its new family to move in.
Because my whole goal was, instead of building in the suburbs, building the inner city with inner city kids. We were building the suburbs with inner city kids, and sometimes some of these kids would never go see that house again. While we're building in the city here, these kids can ride around for years to come and say, I built that house.
Building and restoring houses in and around our schools not only improves the neighborhood and raises the value of properties, it increases the lasting legacy for generations to come.
South Bend schools have been honored with the Best Communities for Music Education Award from the National Association of Music Merchants, or NAM. The designation, which started 26 years ago, recognizes school districts across the country that demonstrate exceptional achievement and provides access to music education for everyone. South Bend schools are one of 935 schools across the nation to earn the prestigious distinction. The recognition is due in large part to the collaborative work of teachers, administrators, families, and community leaders who make music education a priority. To qualify for the designation, South Bend schools had to provide comprehensive data regarding funding, graduation requirements, music class participation, and community music making initiatives, among other things. Whether it's speaking up in class, standing up for their rights, or pushing for change, more and more teens are learning the power of self-advocacy.
That reminds me of the example on airplanes, where they tell you if an emergency happens and the face mask drops down, you're supposed to put yours on first before you try to help others. Now we know it sounds selfish, but when you stop to think about it, it makes total sense. You can't help yourself or anyone around you if you're passed out.
That's so true. In the next piece, Armando Espinoza introduces us to a few teens who found their voices and are urging others to do the same.
Why do you think it's essential? Why do you think it's important for teenagers like us to advocate for ourselves?
I think it's essential for teenagers to advocate for ourselves because we all have our own opinions, we all have our own voices, and I think we deserve to be heard.
How has self-advocating helped you?
Well, for me, thinking started at an early age. You know, I've always had a father that told me to think for yourself, because in life, you can't always have somebody holding your hands through situations, through problems and all that. And that's always stuck with me. So for me, if I have a problem, the first thing that I'll do is I'll try to solve it by myself. Asking somebody for help, that's something that I would do if I know this is a problem that I cannot solve. You know, so I think self-advocating, especially since it started at a young age for me, it has helped me through everything. You know, I got my first job, applied it by myself.
What's a job that needs advocating? Do you think that we need more student role models to take?
A job that may need more student role models? All of them. Again, like, you know, I don't want our teenagers to think that because they are a certain age that they don't have a voice, that they don't have. I try to learn from you all. And so that's why I use this term of not getting familiar, meaning when I say that is that I don't want to have a relationship, but I want to be able to hear what you are saying to me. And I don't want to ever see myself over you because of my age. And so you can start now with middle schools, elementary schools, community work, even with your peers in the building. That's where you can start there.
What things should we properly do when we advocate for ourselves?
I think that we should maintain a respectful attitude and not be disrespectful by any means, but using your voice, speaking up.
Things that I want to see adolescents get out of advocating for themselves is to make sure that they have a voice. I actually just left Assembly right now where it says League of Women Voters, and we're talking about the right to vote. And so when we talk about that, I want people to make sure that they have a voice. That's where being able to advocate for yourself is. Not shutting down, not getting frustrated, not using other means to express yourself, but using your vocals and being able to, speak to the issues that you have.
How does self-advocating help you get out of certain situations?
Because if you disagree with something and you don't want to do something, then it's important to speak up and tell them so that you don't have to do what you don't want to do. And you can stay out of those certain bad situations if they're bad.
When I see a teen advocating for themselves, the first thing that I think is that they're confident, that they know what they want, and that they just have the ability to express the concerns that they may have or the things that they feel like is being wronged against them. As a building, we need to do a better job of giving our students the opportunity of advocating for themselves and putting them in a position where at town hall meetings, instead of me presenting, maybe it should be a discussion where things are coming back to me as well. That's how we teach advocating.
Why is it important for you to advocate for yourself instead of somebody else advocating for you?
Well, honestly, speaking for yourself, I think that's the most important things, because we all often have things on our mind. If we all find ourselves sometimes in a situation where the solution to a problem is not the one that we want, and I think being able to speak for yourself and being able to speak your opinion is definitely an important thing, because if you see something you don't like, you need to be able to speak for yourself. You need to be able to speak your mind, and I think self-advocacy is one of the most important things you can do, because nobody else knows what's on your mind. Nobody else knows what you have to say, and nobody else will know without you saying it.
At the end of this school year, we say goodbye to Miss Kristen Haubold, a dedicated and inspiring teacher who has played a key role in Riley High School's Computer Science and Engineering Magnet program. Kristen started her teaching career at Riley High School after graduating from Indiana University, where she taught many different math classes. Over the past 12 years, she built the computer science pathways, teaching courses like cybersecurity, app design, web design, and software development, helping students build confidence through hands-on, real-world learning. In 2024, she was honored as one of just 103 educators across the country to receive the Outstanding Project Lead the Way Teacher Award. In the summer, Ms. Haubold spent time teaching teachers Project Lead the Way curriculum and traveling. Her presence will be missed, but her legacy will live on in every student she's inspired.
Finally, we couldn't leave you without taking a look back at the school year with our media class memories. Enjoy.
Oh my God! Oh my! No one told you life was gonna be this way.
Kyrie is here, and she's going to be shadowing you for the day.
This is almost done. I can't wait. And I'm excited.
I am so freaking excited.
He lied to you. Oh, 2-3 hours max. Why you got the same old fit on every day?
Bro, why
Some people call you dirty. Get some new shoes or something, man.
Bro. Okay, we gotta do it one more time.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on us. You are not paralyzed.
I am so paralyzed. Makeup on this? I am so freaking ticked. No. All right.
What about D? I don't have a D.
A man, like you're like going up.
Other man. Other man.
No, see, like you went up, like men
Other man.
of other men. Yeah, I don't know.
Other man.
I think I missed a word. Stratus, oh Lord. Or nam? Sorry, I bit my tongue. Other things. Lord. For the designate, oh.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, bet, let's write it back. I got this now.
Okay, you already got the picture, right? Yes. Okay.
Hey,
Hi, Isaiah.
Oh crap, bro. Do you remember what was today?
Oh, it's the test.
Who found their vehicles, wait, what?
Vehicles!
The news desk is gonna seem really empty without you next year.
Thanks. I've had a wonderful time doing this for the past 4 years. I mean, really, I have. And next year, this fall, I'm going to be in IUSB studying journalism. Hopefully to be a news anchor full time. I'm very excited for it.
We're gonna miss you around here.
I'm going to miss you too, Traylon. But before we go, be sure to check out my new show, Late Night with Alex Love, featuring musical guest Amari Williams and a farewell interview for Riley's own Mr. Middleman. Well, that wraps up my last edition of Buzz in the Bend. I'm Alex Love. It's been a pleasure to share this opportunity with you all.
And I'm Traylon Kriglier. I'll see you all again next fall. Have a great summer, everyone.